Hi Danish.
Hey, hi.
Yesterday you gave us the question regarding prime numbers.
Yes, correct.
Can you please explain? Because in mathematics is 25 in number, but I am unable to do in Python how to.
No, 25. I didn't get it. What is 25?
You gave us the question
Yeah.
that check all the numbers within 1 to 100 that are prime.
Yes, yes.
Can you please explain the question?
Yeah. So, did you try doing that? Like, where are you stuck exactly in that?
I tried, but I don't know how to do it actually. I did it in mathematical calculations, but unable to do in Python. I am very fresher in uh, for Python actually. I am from non IT background, so I am unable to do maybe because of that.
Okay, okay, I got it. So, just few questions. Are you working on the assignments? Because it's directly related to that. If you have worked on nested while loop or nested for loop, then it will be easier for you to do it.
Yes, I did assignment, but not all the questions. I did. I'm a bit slow than others maybe.
Okay. No issues. So, Shamana, let's do one thing. What I will do now, let's put it on hold, this question, okay? You first, I would like to finish. You try take your time, finish all the assignments till day 3. Okay, once you do it, now then you come to me. Then I will show it. Then you will be better. You will be able to correlate with that. Otherwise, now I will tell you, but you won't be able to understand that much. Okay.
Okay, okay, it may be better. Okay.
Yes. Okay, guys. Any other question? Any other queries, guys? Anyone?
Yes, Tanish. Like, will you be explaining that printing stars in pattern?
Sure. Printing
Any
star.
any any pattern?
Yes, yes, sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so let's see about patterns. So one thing which I haven't told you so far is, if we have let's say if we have a string n equals to d, and if I want to print multiple times, like 5 times, so what I will do, I will just do, n into 5. Okay, so if I run this, so if I run this, it will print it 5 times. Okay, similar concept for the question which I gave on this stars. Okay, how many it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Yeah, 9. So we just have to, this was using loop, I told you, right? So 9, we have till 9 it will go. Okay, so what we will do, we will just take a for loop or while loop, anything which you are comfortable with. Okay, so for I in the range, we have to iterate through 1 to 9. Okay, so what shall I give the parameter here? Start and stop value for 1 to 9. What will be the parameters, guys? Anyone?
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
1 to 10, right? So we'll give here 1 to 10, and then we are just going to print uh, I into the star, okay, or star into I, anything is fine. Okay, if I run this, print me a star like this. Okay, so when it is out of the loop, that means the value of I becomes 10. Okay, then we have to take another loop. Let's say for j in the range of, so now we will start from, now the value of I is 10. Okay, so we'll just how many, 9, right? We have to go with 8 stars. So I value of I is 10, so I will do I minus 2, that is 8. It will start with 8. We'll go to 0 and give a minus 1 here. And we'll just do the same thing. Sorry. And j into star. Okay, so this will print like this. We are okay. We have to, should not be 2 stars. Okay, we should do I minus 1. No, it is fine. Now we are getting a pattern like this. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Is there any other doubt, guys? Anyone? Okay, if no doubt, then let's start with. So I would request you guys, please work on the assignments. That is very important. Okay, because the people who are working on the assignments, they know, where they are getting stuck. Then they will again try to find out the solution for them. So it will help you, in learning quickly as compared if you are not doing it, then it will be difficult to grab the concepts. Fine. So today we are going to study something about lists. Okay. Uh, so there. Yeah. So we have seen some data types like so far what we have seen there, we have seen integer data type. We have seen float. We have seen string. We have seen boolean. Okay. Now we will see data type called list. Okay. I hope my screen is visible or shall I make it bigger? So we have list, we have supple, we have range we saw. All these will, come under, uh, come under, we can define this, we can tell that all these come under something called sequence. Okay. Like a sequence is nothing. We can, club all these together, like list, tuple, range, set. Okay, we can all call these as sequence data type, where they're containing more than one values in a sequential way. Okay, we can call them as sequential data type. So list is one of them. So in list, we say it's a collection of elements that can be of collection of elements, and each element can be of different data type. Okay? Each element can be of different data type. Okay. We don't have arrays in Python. We do have arrays. Okay. But you have to, we cannot use it directly. Okay. We have to import it. Unlike other programming languages where you can use arrays, we cannot use, we can say it is not inbuilt. It is not inbuilt like, is not inbuilt like list. For using arrays, we have to import one module. Okay. So we have not studied about importing anything right now. So once we learn how to import, then we will see arrays, how we can import arrays and use it. Okay. We have to import arrays module. So we'll come, but what is arrays? Just a simple definition. Arrays is a collection of elements of the same data type. Okay, guys, and the length of the array is static. Array can't change after declaration. And just the opposite of array, we have lists. It's a collection of elements of different data types, and it is dynamic. The length can we can we can modify the length of the list as and when it is required. Yes, and how do we define a list? Take any variable, say lst, and inside the square brackets, if you put anything, okay, so it just becomes your uh, list. So I've declared a list, and if I check the data type of this, how do you check the type, guys? Data type of this variable, lst,
Type of LST.
type of lst, one extra one. If I run this, guys, so this belongs to class list, okay, and in list, if you want to access each element, you have something called index, okay. So let me just copy this. So let's say we have element 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 43, 21, 45. 45. So in list we have indexes. The first element will be at index 0. The second element will be at index 1. Third element will be at index 2. The fourth element will be at index 3. The fifth element index 4. Sixth element 5. And this. These are positive indexes. Okay. These are similar to this. We have something called negative index. So we'll come to the negative index a little bit after a while. But let's first try to understand this. This is my array. Okay, so if I want to access the first element, if I want to print the first element, so I can just do list of 0. Okay, so index 0, we have the first element. We do a print. The first element is 1. Okay. Tell me, guys, if I want to print this for element 43, what is the index of element 43?
4.
Is that index 4? Okay. So we will just do index 43. Okay. Now let's suppose I give some index of an element that is, out of the like out of bound. Like we have index from 0 to 6. Okay. Let's say if we give 7, index 7. Do we have any elemental index 7, guys?
No.
No.
No. So when you try to give an index that is not present in this list, we will get this error in list index out of range. Okay, list index out of range. This is a very common error. Okay, this was about positive indexes, guys, and next we have negative indexes. So negative indexes starts, you can take it from the last element. The last element will be -1. Okay. Second last will be -2. Third last -3. Fourth last -4. Fifth last -5. Sixth last -6. Seventh last -7. Okay. Now if someone's tell me what print the last element. Okay, print the last element of this list. We don't know how long is the list. It might be 10, the length might be 10, 12 elements, 13 elements, 14 elements. Then how do we do it, guys? Let's say I have this question, print the second last element from the list. How what index shall I give here for second last element?
-2.
Fifth.
-2.
-2.
Right, we have to give -2. This will give you the second last. Okay, 21. So for clear, guys, indexing, any doubt in index, positive index, negative index? Is it clear, guys? Index.
Yes.
Okay. So indexing. Yeah. Now suppose I want to print each element. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 45, 21, 45. I want to print each of all the elements. So what we can do, how to find the size of the list? Yes. So if you want to find the size of the list, so we'll come to those methods, printing the number of elements, right? Number of elements in the list. So you have this function called len. Okay, len. So if we do this print length of this list, how many elements are there, guys, in this list?
7.
So if I do a len, it will give me 7. Okay, so len is the function you use to find the number of elements in the list. Okay. So if I want to print all the elements in this list using loop, okay. So we have this for loop, and so there are different ways you can use this for loop, okay, to iterate over this list. Iterating over a list. One is this, you just mention this for say element in list, print element. You're directly accessing the element, okay. So this is so if I run this, you see all the elements are getting printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one way, okay. Second way of doing it is using this range function. You can do it like this for I in the range of length. So I can give 0, but 0 is optional. If you don't give any value for 0, by default will take 0 only, guys, right? So I print here using indexing. I'm printing here, okay. List of I. Okay, guys. So if I do this, let's say uh, Okay, I'm printing this list with the help of range and length function. Okay, I run this, getting the same output. So far, guys, any doubt, let me know. This is very important to understand. The list is, very important. It's a very important data type. We use it in most of the places. So you should have a very good understanding of, how are you iterating, different ways of iterating. So any doubt, guys, so far? Anyone? There are two ways I just showed you. One is directly using this in operator. Okay, this is a new operator. I have not discussed it before. I will discuss it now. Okay, this is using in, and second one is using range function, where we are giving the length of the list as the ending, because length is 7, so it will go to 0 to 6. And if you see, my index is also from 0 to 6, right? So it is just printing that element. I can remove this 0 here also, because we know if we don't give any starting value, what is the default value, guys? We don't give the starting value inside range function,
0.
0. So that this will also work in this same way. Mhm. Any doubt, guys? Anyone? Okay. So how to add new elements in the existing list? Yes, we are going to cover them one by one. But so far, Karthik, like, if you have any doubt in this, then ask. Then we will go to those other. What are the methods? What are the different things that we can do in list? We will go slowly. Okay. So if no doubt, let me open one Excel sheet. Okay. These are some of the methods of the list. Okay. Let's say we have a list like this. We have a list. Let me go to the do it in a new file. Let's say we have a list like this. Okay, I want to add one element in this list. Okay, so for adding one element, guys, we have this method called append. Okay, what this does, adds an element at the end of the list. Okay, so let's say if I do list dot append, let's say I want to append some name Sam. Okay, and then I print this list. Different methods of this. So if I run this, so we added Sam at the end, right? Now let's say you want to add it at the beginning. I don't want to add it at the end. I want to add it at the beginning, or not at the beginning, maybe at any position, at the 0th index or the first index or the second index. Okay. So for that we have another method called insert. Okay. See, it's adds an element at the specified position. Okay. For example, this Sam I want to add at the, let's say, at index 1. Okay, instead of 2, I want to add this element in the second index. Okay, so we have to give the index position. Second element index is 1, guys. Everyone agree? Yes, no? Second element index.
1.
1.
Yes. So I want to insert it there. I will run it again. Append takes exactly one argument. Not okay. Append. I haven't changed the name, guys. Okay, instead of append, I have to give insert here. Insert. Okay, so once second position Sam was inserted, the rest of the elements are shifted by one place. Okay, so we just now we saw two methods. One was append and one is insert. Are you clear with both of them, guys? What is the difference between them?
So Danish, can we not provide index in the append method?
No, no. This method is like it will allow only one parameter. We cannot give two parameters.
Okay.
Okay, that is the by default. That is the like every method will have their own like rules, the number of parameters, the return type. So we cannot change it because this is present by default inside Python. Okay. Okay, so we have seen append.
So Danish, with the help
Yes.
of append, we can only add in the end.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
See, it's mentioned here. It adds an element at the end of the list.
And with the help of insert, we can enter at the any position.
Yes, we can
right?
insert at any position. Correct.
Is the second parameter that is, indexing is mandatory, right? In the insert, we can.
Yes, if you suppose if you give only one parameter here in insert, okay. So if I give only one parameter, it will say expected how many arguments? Two arguments, like got one. Okay, so we have to insert the position where we want to insert.
Okay, fine. Radish, we are not able to see your last line of the output. I'm not sure.
Oh, is it?
Only with me or with everyone?
No, let me close this one. Okay, I will open a fresh one. Okay, now see, I am running it again. Now is it visible, guys? Insert expected two arguments, got one.
Yes, yes.
That is why we have to insert the index also. Where do we want to insert this?
And if we give index out of bounds, suppose there is 7 element, we will give index 8 or 9.
Yeah, if you give 10 here, let's say 10. And if I try to insert, it is not giving me. Okay, this is an interesting observation. So we appended Sam at the end. 10, since 10 is not present, so I was also expecting this to throw an error, but it just inserted at the end. So this. Okay, so array index out of bound exception we will only get, guys, when we are trying to access an element via index. Okay, so here let's suppose I give 100. Okay, I think let me comment this Sam out. So we have only one insert. This is the list. Let's say I give 100 and insert it. Okay, since 100 is not present, like it is just inserting at the end. Okay, so this I was also not aware. So good question. I also learned something new. Okay,
and if we give something like -5 or -2.
Okay, let's say if I give something as -100. Okay, so you're expecting this to be inserted at the beginning?
No, in the end only, right?
In the end?
No, in the beginning,
Okay, let's try to run this. Yes. Okay, so this is a new, this is also a cool thing I got it. So if you have some, index which is not present, okay. So if you're giving a positive value, then it will insert at the end. And if you're giving a negative value, it is inserting at the beginning. Why? Because we know a negative value goes from -1 in this right to left fashion, right? So -100 will be somewhere around in this left side. So that is why it inserts at the beginning. And if you give a positive value which is greater than the index, it is inserting something at the end here. Okay. Okay, guys, any doubts so far? Anyone? Insert, append.
Yeah.
Okay, if no doubt, then let's see the second method, clear. Okay, so clear is very simple. It will just clear all the elements from the list. Let's say after this insert, I do a clear. Okay, and I run this. So we have an empty list, a list without any element, only with square brackets. Okay, this is very simple. This is very straightforward method. It's going to clear all the elements. Okay, guys. This is like removing all the elements from the list.
So that means a list can have empty lists, right?
Yes, we can have an empty list. We can declare, let's say, list empty. We can declare a list like this. This is a valid declaration, empty list. Okay, so let's jump on to the next method. Copy. This I will come back a little bit later because I have some copy. We'll understand it in a different way. Okay. Count index pop remove request. Okay. So now let's suppose let me comment out this clear method also. In this particular list, I have I have some duplicate elements. Okay. And I want to check, whether any element is duplicate in this list or not. Okay. So how we can do, guys? We have this count method. Count will give you the count of the element in that list. Okay. For example, if I'm printing here lst dot count and I give the element as 3. How many times this element 3 is present, guys, in this list?
Single time.
Single
Once.
time. Okay. So if we run this, so it is giving me 1. Okay. It is giving me 1, and if I give number 1, how many times this element 1 is present, guys?
Three.
Then 3 times. So it will give me 3. Okay, clear the use of count, guys. What if the element is not present? That's a good thing to know. Let's say 11 is not present here. Okay, then what are we going to get? 0. Okay, if an element is not present and if you use count, it will give me 0. Let's add that, give 0. If the element is not present. Okay, so count method is, I think, clear. Extend. And I will come a little bit later. Index. So index, what index will do? Will return the index of the element. Okay. Return the index of the element. For example, I want to see at what I want to see 4 is present at which index. Okay. So I will just use this list dot index and I will give the element name here. So element 4. So element 4 is present at the 4th position, it is telling me. Right, guys? This is right or wrong? So this is the list. And element 4 is at which index, guys?
Four.
4 only, right? Understood, guys?
Yes.
What if I give 1? 1 is occurring multiple times, right? 1 in this list, if you see it is present here, second index, sorry, first index, again here, okay? So if I run this, it is giving me the index of the first one. That is at position 1, index 1, right? So always remember when we have multiple elements, and if we use index, it is always going to give me the index of the first element that is present. Clear guys, any doubts so far index? What if we give some element that is not present? For example, this element 11 is not present in the list. What if we try to run this? We are getting an error. What is error, guys? Are you able to see? Value error 11 is not in the list. Okay, if element is not present, so I hope guys this index is also clear.
Yes.
Okay, let's see about pop. Pop to reverse. So if I do less dot pop, before popping also I want to print the list, and after popping also I want to print the list, just to understand what is getting popped up. Okay, so if I run this, so before popping guys, the list was this. So when we did a pop, what it did guys, it automatically removed the last element, right? And after popping, you see this list. So this was when we pass pop without any parameter, okay? But when we give, let's say, parameter as 1, pop of 1, okay? So when we run this, now you see which element it removed, guys. Can you check and tell me from the two list?
One indexed.
One index.
One index, okay? So pop has got two variation, guys. Okay, you can use it without any parameter. In this case, it will remove the last element. Okay, and if you give one parameter, then it will remove the element present at that index. Okay, let's see, we give some index which is not present, 11. This index is not present in the list. Then what happens? we are getting an error, index error. Okay, pop index out of range because this 11 is not present. I hope this is clear, guys. Pop method.
Yes.
Okay, so pop was removing element at the specified, instead of position, I can write index. Okay. Now remove is like you have to give the element that you want to remove, and if there are multiple elements, it removes the first item. Okay. For example, in this, if I use remove, yes, like remove. List dot remove. I want there are multiple ones. I want to remove one. Okay. So there were multiple ones. If you guys see here, it removed the first occurrence of one. Right? If you give some element that is not present, let's say triple one, then I think we should get some error. Value error. X is this element is not present in the list. Okay, guys, clear so far?
Danish, I'm confused between pop and remove. Can you just mention the difference?
So pop removes element at a specified index. You have to give the index here. For example, in this list, if you want to remove element 4, if you're using pop method, you have to use index 3. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And in case of remove, you have to give that element. Suppose you want to remove 43, you have to give 43, that element value.
Okay, removes in the remove, I have to give the value. In the pop, I have to give the index.
Index, correct.
Okay,
And
got it.
in pop, if you don't give any index, it will automatically remove the last element.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, guys, clear? Any other doubt, guys? Anyone so far? Are you able to understand, guys? This can be a little bit boring, but understanding this is important because when we solve some problems, we have to use these methods only we will use these methods extensively. So we should have a proper understanding of these methods. Okay. Okay. So this remove is done. The reverse is very simple. It reverses the order of the list. And sorts is also simple. Sorts the list. Okay. Let's say reverse first. If I want to reverse this list. So we're getting an output none here. Right? And then, sorry. And then you see the reverse is done. I'm sorry, excuse me. So can anyone tell me which print statement is giving me none value here? I know any none.
Printing the list dot reverse function.
Yes. So why this is giving me none? So none is also a data type in Python. Okay, none. None denotes, guys, no value. Okay, none denotes no value. Can be sequence, right? We call it sequence or we call it iterative. I will explain to you sequence iterative. So none. So when your function returns nothing, okay, and if you try to print it, it gives you a none value. For example, this list dot reverse, okay, this reverse method is not returning anything. So that is why we are getting, we are just not returning anything. So that is why when we are trying to print, it is returning a none value. Okay. So if we remove this print, since it is not returning anything, we don't need to print it. We just will just reverse this. Okay, so it just reverse this specification 145.21. Here guys, this reverse function just reverses the list. And finally, we have this function called sort. Is going to sort first. So if I do this list dot sort, and after sorting, let me print the list. This is after sorting, it is sorted in an ascending order. Clear guys, any doubts so far? Anyone?
Yeah, sorting will also return none, right? No return type.
Yes, yes. That's very not.
Sir,
What
Yes.
if we want to sort in the descending order? We have to sort it twice.
No, if you want to sort in the descending order, there is one parameter here, optional parameter. If you give reverse equals to true, okay. So this is going to sort in a different order, in descending order. Okay, this reverse equals to true. If you want to reverse the natural order of sorting, what is the default order? It is ascending. If you want to change the order, you have to give reverse equals to true. Yes, Shivam, you were asking some question?
yeah, so actually, I remember one of the questions which was asked to me in one of the interview. So
Hmm.
he asked me like in the Python sort inbuilt method,
Hmm.
what is the underlying sorting technique? Like there are many sorting techniques. So maybe at this point it is not relevant, but was asked.
That's that's an irrelevant question because I also don't know. Let's check it out. Or maybe short, right? I also don't know that. Like what sorting method? Let's say.
Yeah,
Uh,
So,
mm,
Ganesh,
which yes.
just like in Java, we will click in the method and go inside the method and check. Here in Python, we cannot go inside the sort method, right?
No, here you cannot do like that. Python. Let's check it. Team short. You see this name? What is this team short? Then you have to find out about it. Okay.
yeah,
Team short. I don't know what is this team short. But that is I don't know why that sometimes
yeah. Actually,
interviewer they might ask you question just to irritate you. Okay, let's see how much patience you have by asking relevant questions. Okay.
yeah. And also like sometimes I'm getting I used to get confused like here you are like there is a list and you are applying reverse on that, right?
Hmm.
So like we don't need to like put another list as an assignment variable, and then print that, like in like some of the like. Did you get my question?
Yes, you so basically, from what I understand, your question is why can we assign another list here?
Yeah, like in some of the, like there used to be tuple, so there used to be I get error, like I used to do this kind of thing.
So we will get two tuples. Why we get that error? But that is the I will discuss that. Okay. So this what reverse is doing, guys. It's not returning a new list. It is making the changes in the same list. Okay, and it is returning nothing. So that is why we cannot store this value anywhere. Okay.
Yeah, so it is uh, doing change on the same list. It is not
Correct.
returning the new list.
Correct.
So yeah, okay.
So that is, it is kind of mutability, we can say, or
Correct, mutability, yes. So once we start tuple, then I will show you that then I will have two things, right? List and tuple. Then I can compare, I can tell what is mutable, immutable. People will be able to understand that. Yes, yes, and that is if you see if you are able to change the element, once we create this list, let's say I want to override this value or move the value from one position to another position. Then it is called mutable, guys. Okay, so we'll discuss about mutable, immutable in details once we cover tuple. Okay, so right now, just understand that. Just try to understand these methods, guys. We'll come to all those things: mutable, immutable, and a lot of interview questions that are asked around it. Okay. So when this short method will not work, right now we are able to short this, right? When this short method is not going to work, anyone? Anything to on this when the short method is not going to work?
If I think if the list is having different kinds of data types,
Okay, let's give some other different types. Like I give here a true. What's the Boolean value? I give here a floating value. Okay. Now if I run this, is it working right?
Uh, if it has a string, and if
if
it
we put
has
like a string there,
Yeah, if we put a string, then there will be a problem. If we give some string value, but float and Boolean is fine because Boolean true, which value it is taking in the place of true, guys?
uh,
1.
1. That is why if you see 1 is at the true is at the end, right? So if you give Sam here, there's a string value in between. Now if I try to run this, then we are getting an error when we in short method. Clear when this short method will not work, guys? Understood, not understood? Yes, no?
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
so if all the elements are string, then in that case, will it work, Manoj?
Let's make another. Definitely should work. Let's have another list with all string values. List of string. Okay, and we are trying to short this. After shorting, I want to print this as well. We have to comment out this one because we are showing here. Or let's remove the string from here. So let's short it, guys. Imran, Shivam, Rahul, and S. So this R and this S, capital S and small s have a different ASCII value, due to which this S and S are not together. Okay.
Sir, one thing, like if we are like at the end, it is checking with ASCII value, right? So even in the condition where it is getting failing to give output, where string is there and another data types are there. So there also it should like look into ASCII value of all those things, irrespective of string data type or
No,
integer
basic
data type.
first it is comparing the data types, integer and string. Those are incompatible. So there only it is failing. There only it is failing. The data type should be compatible. If it is not compatible, because ultimately it is trying, if you see the error, see less than this operator is not supported between instances of string and integer. So it is trying to use this operator and it is failing here only. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the sorting is fine. What other percent do we have? Okay, extend and copy, extend and copy, extend. So now let's see if we have another list. So here we have two lists, guys. One is this LST, and we created a new list called list of strings. Okay. So if I want to add these two lists, okay. So what I can do, I will just use this one list dot extend method, and I will give the other name of the other list of strings. Okay, and then I will just print after extending list. What is the name of the list of strings? Final list is list. Okay. So we are taking the first list first. Okay, we are extending on this. Like the second list is inside this extend method. So if I run this now, so your final list is, if you see, 45, 43, 43, and the second list is getting added at the end of the first list. Okay, so this is your extend function. Now you can also do it wait, let me take another file. So list one, let's say, equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3, and list 2 equals to 4 comma 5 comma 6. So if we do list one dot extend list 2, if we print this list one, here guys, okay. We can also do it via this append. Append method, okay. I'm commenting out this. So print this was using extend method and this is using append method. So what is the difference in these?
List inside a list.
So in append method, when we are doing it, is creating a nested list. Okay. Extend is making a part of the same list. There is no nested list. So now we have a list inside a list. Now, in this case, guys, tell me if I want to print the value 5 from this nested list, how are we going to print? This value 5 is present at which index?
3 of 1.
3 of 1. Okay. So what is happening here? Element 1 is present here 1. Element 2 is present here 2. Element 3 is present here. And so this is index 0. This is index 1. This is index 2. Now since this is a nested list, guys. So this nested list, entire list is present at one index. That is index 3. Okay. So if I use index and print here, like print list of 3. Why are we getting the error, guys?
It's list one.
This one, okay. So if I run this now, so at index 3 we are having the entire list, okay. Now from this list I want to get the second element. So what is the index of the second element? 5 here. 0, 1, right? 1. So if I do another bracket and I give the value here 1, okay. So this is going to give me 5. Clear, guys? Understood? Not understood? So 4, 5, 6, 4. So this nested list, 4 is at 4 is at index 0, 5 is at index 1, and this 6 is at index 2. But how do we access? First we come to this element by giving it 3 and then another bracket, the index of the element that we want. Clear, everyone? Any doubt here?
And Danish,
Yes.
if we need to get that element through starting with the negative index,
Then negative index, what is the negative index of this? It is -1.
-1.
Okay, so we'll give a -1. Let's give a -1 here. And let's say I want 5, right? So in terms of negative index, the index will be -2 here. Okay, -1 of -2.
Okay, yes, got it.
Right? So value. This is so this is -2. Okay, so it's -1 of -2. Give me 5. Okay. Clear, guys? So far, are we good?
Yes.
Okay, there are many more things to cover in this, guys. So we will go slowly. Okay, don't lose your patience. I know you will be having a lot of interview questions, other things. Okay, so we'll go it. We'll do it one by one. No issues.
Yeah, in interviews, we used to get lots of questions from list and string.
Yes, those are very these like this string, dictionary, tuple.
Yeah.
If you understand these things, then most of your interview questions like problem solving will be done with this three four things. Okay. So let me come back. So in case of method, there are some more methods of list. I think this is not in this. This I will see that. Copy and extend. Extend we just now we saw extend, right? Yes. Copy, let copy be like this. I need to discuss it with one more topic. It will club together, then it will give you a better understanding. Yeah. So now we have this plus and star operator with list. Okay, guys, plus and star operator. Let me comment on this. So instead of extend, I can also do like this. Let's say I'm printing list 1 plus list 2. Okay, so if you do this, it will work same way that extend works. Right, guys? Plus operator. Okay, we are just doing plus. And if we try to do let's say I want 3 copy of the same list. Okay. Like in a repeated way. So I will just show you what I'm trying to mean by that. If I do into 3, okay, list 1 into 3. So it is going to give me 1 2 3 comma 1 2 3 comma 1 2 3 like 3 times the same element. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 times. Okay. So this was plus and star operator with list. Plus and star operator, guys. Any doubt here? Is it clear? Not clear? Clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Danish, I have a question.
Yes.
If we are adding or extending two lists, okay, then it is saying the all the element of list 1 and list 2, right? So in your case, in both the lists, we have a unique element. What will happen if we have common elements, say 7 is present in the both the element? Then in that case, it will print 7 to only once or twice.
Not twice. Twice. You're seeing like that, right? If we have common element in both the list like this, it will print twice. It is not like finding the unique thing here. So 7 here and 7 there.
Okay.
Okay. The star is done. We have membership operator. Membership operator is also there. So how will you check, guys, whether an element is present in the list or not? How to check? How to check an element is present or not in the list?
Using in operator.
And any of the method that we saw that we can use for the same count, right? Yeah. Count also is there in operator, and this also with the help of this in operator also you can do. Okay. It's just like a membership operator. Some textbook you will see this is called membership operator just to check whether that element is present or not. So if I do something like this, print 1237 is present, right? 77 is not present. So let's print 77 in LST1. So if I run this, I'm getting a false value. Similarly, count also we can check with the help of count method. Print list 1 dot count 77. giving a 0. Okay, these two methods you can use to check whether an element is present in the list or not. Clear, guys? How to check whether an element is present in the list or not? Yes, no?
So passing the value, can I get the count of the list?
The number
If I need to know the count of the list.
like the number of elements in the list you are talking about?
Yes.
Yes. That we saw earlier using len function, len.
Okay.
Len function to get the number of elements in the list.
Okay.
Add this len function. Len is not specific to list. Okay, len is a general function in Python. So that is why I think they have not mentioned this in the list. Because this is not what are the methods exclusive to list. Okay, but whenever we are using list dot sum method, now, so that method is present in the list. But this len, okay, or we have something like max. You want to find the max element in list one, okay, lst1. These are general inbuilt methods present in the list. They are not specific to list, len or this max or min. So if I do this print max of this list, it will give you the yeah. So if we do this, max element is 7. Okay, want to find the min element is 1. We want to find the sum of element is 1 2 3 7, right? What is the sum? 30. Okay, these are some of the inbuilt methods present in like Python. You can use it over list. You can use it over let's say tuple, or you can also use it, I think, over this range function. I have not tried. Let me check whether it's working or not. Range of 10, like 0 to 9, or let's say 0 to 3 only, 0 1 2. So if I do this, you see this over a range function also, this sum or max min will work. Okay, because this range function also comes under this one. What is it? Comes under iterables. Okay. List. So if you can use some max min over list, you can also use it over range. You can also use it over tuple. Okay. So these are some of inbuilt methods. But generally in interviews, this you can use it while working your project. In interviews generally, they will not encourage the use of any inbuilt method like max min. Okay. They know it is easily achievable, but they want to see your logic building capabilities. So they will ask you to write without using any inbuilt function, try to find the max element from this list. Okay. So far clear, guys? Any doubt? Can you move on to the next thing? Print the sum of all positive numbers present in the list. Okay, we have a list something like this. This equals to 1, 2, 3, minus 4, minus 6, 9, 12. So we have to, guys, find the sum of all positive numbers. How can we do this, guys?
We'll iterate through whole list.
We'll iterate to the list. Okay. So there are two ways of iterating. Let me open that. There are two ways. Which one do you want? You want to iterate via range and length, or you want to iterate via this for element and list?
And any one of them, element will be much easier, first one. So
okay, let me take this only for element in the list. Next, what are we going to do?
We put if condition.
If element
Greater than or equal to 0.
greater than all positive numbers or equal to 0. Okay. Then
First we will take a initializer sum with value 0.
okay. The sum is a keyword, so I'm not using sum. Okay, I'm just using sum of list.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? Sum of list plus equals to element.
Element.
Okay. And this so we're getting 27. Is it clear to everyone, guys? Everyone, including people who don't have prior experience, non-technical background, guys. I want everyone to be understanding this. Okay, so if you have any doubt, any questions, please feel free to ask.
Sir, actually, one thing I want to like to mention, like we want to get the flow of the program. We should do dry run by taking some of the values and then try to like what is happening there, right?
Correct, correct. We should see.
So it will be good like if you do that so that we can one example so that we can do every time for this one.
No, I didn't can you please, how do you want me to run this?
Like like whenever let's say I am a beginner, so I won't write code directly on console. First I will put take pen and paper, then I will take first element, then I will go into the loop, then I will check with the condition if it is there.
So I think best way is to use this visualizer.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Like what we discussed yesterday. Now, see, this is the list, guys, right? Some we have made it 0. So you see this list. These are the elements present in the list, right? For element in list. Okay. So for element in list, so first element, the value of first element is 1. 1 is greater than or equal to 0. True or false, guys? If it is true, it will enter this loop. It will add it. Now you see there is now the sum of the list is 1. Okay, initially it was 0. Again, second element. Now what is the value of element 2? Okay, now it is checking 2 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes or no, guys? So if it is greater than 0, guys, it will add to the sum. Sum is 1. So 1 plus 2 will be 3. Okay, so now sum is 3, right? Now again it will go to the third element. It will pick the third element 3. Element 3 is the value also 3. So 3 is greater than 0, true. Again it will enter this and it will add it to the sum. Sum is 3. 3 plus 3 will give you 6. Fourth element. What is the fourth element, guys? What is the value? Can you see here? It's -4. So this condition will be false now. So what will happen? It will go back to the loop. It won't enter this if condition, right? Again, the fifth element, again it is -6. So in this way, guys, if you are having problem in understanding the iteration, I pinged the URL yesterday. I will also ping it today also. You can execute this one step by step. It is just like doing on the pen and paper, right? It's much better than that.
Yeah.
So you can, and that's why I showed you tomorrow on this, yesterday on this, how we can do it. So again, it will go next step like this. Again, it will check. Okay, now the element value is 9. 9 is greater than 0. Yes. So it will add to 6. So 9 plus 6 will be 15. Okay, now the last value is 12. Element is 12 greater than equal to 0. It's true. Again, it will go to the next line. So now it will add it to sum. 15 plus 12 equals to 27. So that is your answer, 27. Clear, guys? Any doubt, anyone?
No. I have a question. Regarding
Yes.
the debugging, we are not able to do debugging directly from IDE. We have to use another URL to do the debugging.
It's not like
So,
debugging. We can do debugging here also. It's not like we can't do debugging, but that it's a little bit complex here to understand.
yeah.
Okay. This what we are using this URL. This is for visualizing, understanding the flow, how the flow is happening.
Okay. Okay. My question is that if you use the PCharm or Jupyter, which you will discuss later, in that we will able to do this kind of debugging.
Yes, we'll be able to do this.
Okay.
But it will not be as clear as this one. This is very much clear because here it is showing a lot of other things also. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys. I hope this is clear, guys, how we are doing this. Anyone need doubt? Okay, now let's change the question. I want to print all positive numbers with their index. Or if I rephrase it, all positive numbers in the list with their index. With their index value. So I'm expecting the output to be something like this. For example, in this particular list, if we say, so the output should be like something like this, okay? Element is 1 and index is 0. Element is 2 and index is 1. Element is 3 and index is 2. Okay, I want output in this way. So tell me, guys, how can I achieve that here?
We will use iterate through index one using range function.
Okay, so let me take out the range function. This is the range function. So this is the range function, guys. For I in the range of length of list. Okay, first I need to check what I need to check, guys, whether the element is positive or negative. How are we going to check that? If
is greater than 0.
what shall I mention here after if I greater than 0,
No,
then
if list uh,
Still, so
list bracket I, yeah, this one.
if it is greater than 0. Okay, then I have to print what? Print element. Let's make a string. Okay. Element is LSTI, right? Right, guys? And index is I.
Yeah.
Okay. We just have to give a placeholder, otherwise it will print the string as it is. Okay. Let's try to execute this in our this visualizer just for everyone's understanding. Uh, okay, so this is our list. and we do our next step. So our list is stored here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the list. Okay. Next, guys, I is 0. That is index 0. Okay. And if you see in the list also, guys, they if you see the values here, they have mentioned the index also on the top. You see this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, guys, you can see it. The index also in this list. That's nice. So if list of I, so I is 0, list of 0 is the first element, guys. It is greater than 0. Yes or no?
Yeah.
It will enter the, if condition is true, it will enter here and it will print this element is 0 and index element is 1, index is 0. Again, the value of I, what will be the value of I now? After this 1. So list of 1, list of bracket 1 is 2. 2 is greater than 0, yes or no?
Yes.
So it will print this element is 2, index is 1. Similarly, it will take the third element. Third element, list of 2 is 3. So 3 is greater than 0, yes. Now comes the I is 4 now. So what is list of 4, guys? No, so I is 4, yeah, I is 4 now. List of 4 is -6. Is it greater than 0? No, so it won't execute this print statement, it will go back to the loop. Right?
Yes, sir.
So it's simple, guys. I don't think so it is that much difficult. Everyone can understand this, I think. So this is our final output. Clear to everyone?
Yes,
sir.
Danish.
Let me know, guys, if I'm going too fast or if you're not able to understand. Okay, because we have a mixed this one participants from different backgrounds. So please let me know. Don't hesitate. Okay. Now I want to achieve the same thing with this for loop. Is it possible? Oh, sorry, not this. This is the printing the sum of the elements. Not I did not mean that. I mean this in this fashion, in this kind of for loop, like for element in list. I want to achieve this similar output here. If list if element is greater than 0. Can I have an output like print element is this, element is element. What can we use for index? By you just look at these methods and tell me which method I can use to find this.
Index of element.
Right, index we can use, guys. So index is, what shall I mention?
Index of element.
lst.index.
lst.index. And inside index, what shall I mention?
Element.
Okay, so this will also give me the same output. So this one was the first for loop, and from here we have the second for. So these ways, these methods can be helpful, guys. You have to see where to fit which method. Okay. The more problem you solve, the more you try to explore, try to find different ways of solving a problem. You will see, you will get to know more. Uh, which function to use, where can I do here and there, those kind of things will be getting to know. Clear so far, guys? Anyone having any doubt?
Yeah.
Understood, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So next, guys, there is one more function that I want to show is, so we have a function called enumerate, enumerate. Okay, so what enumerate does, it gives you the index and the value. It returns index and the value. For index comma value n, I will just mention this enumerate function and the name of the list here. Okay, list, and I will print index comma value. So if I run this, so this is the index, this is the value, this is the index, this is the value. Okay. And if I want to achieve the same thing, then you can just mention here if value is greater than 0, then you print this index value. So index is return, enumerate is returning both the index and the value, guys. Okay. So these are the values and these are the index. Same thing, index 0 value 1. Okay. Index 1 value 2. Index 2. I'm just yeah. Index 6 value 2. Here, guys, use of enumerate function.
Like enumerate, in this we can have like many values at once. Like this is new to me. That's why I'm asking.
No, I didn't get that question. What is it?
Like index and value, two values you at one time you are placing there in
Yes.
the list.
Yes.
So we can have as many as one or only two.
Only
that
two.
kind of values.
Only two. Index, because list is having two things, right? Index and value. So that only two.
Index and value are the constant thing. We can use it with enumerate function, right?
No, these are variables. I and V. You can use I and V instead of index and value.
Oh, okay. So we can have any name. Okay.
It's a variable name. Yes. IV. Okay.
So it will work for only this kind of condition with index and value only.
Yes, it's if I do okay, if I do, yes, if it's printing or not, if I print enumerate of LST list, I run this enumerate object. So this I will explain to you a little bit later because now you won't be able to understand this. First, try to forget about this. First, just just think of it as it is returning two values. Okay. Just think of it as returning two values. I will explain to you later about this enumerate function. Okay, so it will return you values like this. You see this 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, this like index and value. So that is why we are using two variables to capture this first value, second value. Okay.
Okay.
Index and value. So we'll understand this a little bit later. It's not required now. But for the timing, just understand this. If we want the index and the value to separate values to variables, we can use enumerate function also. So there are three ways we saw of iterating over a list, guys. One is using range function. One is using directly the element membership operator and the list. Okay. Second way. Third way is using this enumerate function. So all these three ways of iterating over a list is clear to everyone. Anyone having any doubt on this?
So this enumerate function can be used along with other iterable sums.
Yes, yes, correct. Everyone clear, guys? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What other things we can cover today? Let me open the notepad. List, different method on list. Okay, list slicing we have not covered. We have covered iteration over a list. Okay, any other problems that we can solve? Okay, let's see. How do we short a list? Okay, how do we short a list? Short is we can use it. We can short it via this one simple method. But in interview, they will ask you to write the code for shorting. Okay, so let's try to do that today. So let's say we have a same list. First, we'll break it into small parts and then we'll try to understand it. Okay. I want to find the max largest value from this list, guys. Can anyone tell me how to write the code for that? Finding the largest value. Can anyone tell me? I will type it.
We can
How
first
to
reverse the
let-
list, and the first element would be the largest one. Using sort and
No, this without using any inbuilt method that we have covered. That is the main thing. Without using these methods, interviews they won't. They will not allow you to use these methods.
we can use range function.
Okay, like iterating over this using range function.
Yes.
Okay, for I in range of this list. Okay, then
But we need to pass traverse list from negative index, and then we'll
why this list is this is dynamic. These values can be different. Okay, let's say I have the largest value in second index.
oh, got it.
Okay, it's not like this. It's not static. It
Yes,
can
yes, yes, yes.
change. Yes.
I think we should take one temporary variable, initialize to 0.
Okay, let's take the temporary variable as the largest, and I am initializing it to 0.
Okay, we need to iterate over the list.
Okay.
If I is greater than or lesser than that LST, assign that I to largest.
If
Largest is equal to
if LSTI is greater than largest, then largest equal
largest
to
is equal to
LST. Okay, and then I'm printing largest value is largest value is
I think you misref there.
okay. Put it explain. Okay, so if I run this, this object cannot be interpreted as an integer where this line is for I in the range of list. What is the mistake I'm doing, guys?
the largest you should take as initializer list 0.
No, why I'm getting this error?
Length.
Yeah, you are taking list as largest as first integer as an initializer, then you are taking as a
No, that is not. I want this one syntax error I am making, for which I am getting this error.
Length of the list we need to take.
Yes. Who is this? I know his name.
Shanmuga Sundaram.
Yeah, sure. That's correct. I am missing this length of the list. I have to give a
yeah,
length of the list. Okay. The rest of the code is fine. It's not a issue. Okay. How it is happening? Let's just try to visualize this, just for everyone's understanding. Okay. So this is our list. Largest, we are just declaring a variable and initializing a value 0. But this will not it's large. Okay, for the time being it is fine. But if we have all negative numbers, then this will not work. Anyways, that is fine. We are just assigning any value to largest, okay? And we are iterating over the list, guys, and we are checking list of I, okay? So what is the list of I, guys? What is the first element? 1 is greater than 0 or not?
yes.
Yes. So the value of largest will be 1 now because it is greatest. We are changing the value. Okay. Now second element LSTI. LSTI means LST of 1 is 234. 234 is greater than, what is the value of largest now? If you see this frame here,
1 is there.
1. So 234 is greater than 1. True or false? True. Then if it is true, then we are changing the value of largest to 234 over here. Okay. So here it will change. Now the largest is 234. Okay. Similarly, each element will come now and they will be compared with the largest. So what is the largest value? 234. So each one will come, but they are not greater than the largest. So this is going to this statement is largest value is not going to change because none of the elements is greater than 234. So the largest value is 230. Is it clear to everyone? Anyone having any doubt in this? Yes, no, understood, not understood.
Understood.
Okay,
Sir,
when yes.
one thing like let's say if you are putting largest is equal to 0, and if we are having all the values negatives,
Then it will not work. If we have all
I'm
negative
not
values,
I'm not sure.
if we know that's right only if we have all negative values here, let's say -1, because none is greater than 0, right? So at the end of the day, the largest is 0 only, because 0 is greater than all the negative numbers, right? So largest is 0. Okay. So list of I, the first element is -1 is greater than 0. No. So similarly, it will go and it will end and it will tell you the largest value is 0 only, but that is not right, right? We have to find the largest from the elements present in the list.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why we should initialize with the first element
Yes, so
as
that is why
largest.
we should always initialize it with the first element of the list. We are assuming the first element is the largest. Okay, guys. So if we initialize the first element as the largest, then we compare each element. Okay. So in this case, you can execute like this. So now first -1 will be compared with -1. So since it is not greater, it will not enter this. Similarly, each element will be compared with this. Okay. So the largest value is -1. Clear, guys?
Manish, can we initialize that largest is equal to none?
Largest equals to none. That's a good question, but let's check whether we can compare an integer value with none or not before executing it. So So we can check like 12 greater than none. Let's say it's supporting it supports this or not. Okay. So you see this greater than sign is not supported.
Okay.
So we cannot make it null. Okay. Fine. So our this should be this we should always like take the largest or the smallest as the one of the elements of the list. Okay, then our program will work for all kind of inputs. So this was the largest value, will give that. Rest of the current is fine. Okay, guys. Now, 5 minutes only left. Let's say the largest value, whatever is present, I want to move it at the end. I want to reshuffle all the elements. The largest value I want it to move at the end. This is the question. Okay. So how are we going to approach this? I will just give you a hint and then we will wrap up. So let's say what are the elements here? Let me see. My one is here. 34 is here. 32 minus 4 minus 6 9. Okay. I want this is my like say input. Okay. And in output, I want something like this. So which is the largest 234, right? So 32, all the elements will be shifted by one position. Like all the elements, so my 32 minus 4 minus 6 9 12, and I want 234 at the end. Okay, this is my output which I want from this input. Clear, guys? So how I am going to achieve that, I will just tell you. So we are going to compare two elements, okay? First with the second. If it is the one which will be greater, okay, we will be shifting it to a like, so one is greater than 234. True or false? It will be false. We will not move. 234 greater than 32. Yes, then we are going to move it. 32 will come here. 234 will go here. Okay, in this way I want to do it. Is the input and output clear to everyone, guys? Expected, this is the input and this is the expected output. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So coming back to the question here. So this is the list. I want to do the same thing. Okay. So how I will do that? Let me take this only for I in the range of this. Okay. So here I am going to compare the first element. Okay. What is the first element, guys? List of I 0 initially, right? Let me give the index also. I starting with 0. 0 greater than 1. 0 greater than the element present in index 1. So we can give like this. Right? 0 plus 1 is 1. This is comparing the two elements. Is 1 greater than 234? True or false, guys?
False.
Okay, let me give the index also. This is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2, this is index 3, this is index 4, this is index 5, and this is index 6. Okay, good. So I'm comparing this and this. It's false, I won't do anything. It won't enter this if condition only. Okay. Now, again, it will go to this second. Now I will be 1. Okay. I will be 1. Now list of I will be compared with list of I plus 1. 1 will be compared with 2. List of I 234 is greater than 32. These two are getting compared in the second iteration. True or false, guys? 234 greater than 32.
True.
True. When it is true, I have to interchange. How to interchange, guys? There are multiple ways using temporary variable, other variables. One liner. What is the one liner way of doing it? You remember from the first class?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So in the next step, we will see. And after interchanging, let me print this list. Okay. Now let's try to visualize this in that visualizer. So this will be interesting. Okay. This is the visualizer. So, oh, it's 11 o'clock. I will just end, guys, after just making you understand this. I will end this session. Okay. Forward. So list of I greater than list of I plus 1. That means the first I is 0. I is 0. You see, guys? So list of 0 and list of 1. Oh, all these are minus here only. All these are minus. No problem, but the largest element will be shifted at the end. That's what I'm trying to show here. Okay. Or if you want, I can go back and make it to 34 and give some other positive numbers. Fine. So let me go back to this. So this is the list for I in the range of length of list, guys. So minus 1 greater than 34 false. It will not enter the if condition. Okay. Now second, now the value of I is 1. So I1 is comparing with I a list of 2, list of 1 with list of 2. So 234 is greater than 32, guys. So it will enter this if condition, right? And after entering, it is going to shuffle. Now you see this one object on the right hand side, it's shuffled, right? And it printed this. Okay. Now what is the value of I, guys? 2. So it is giving compared with what? Now which value is going to be compared? Tell me by seeing the value of I.
-4.
234 and -4.
These two are getting compared. Is it greater? Yes or no? Will it shuffle?
Yeah,
230
it will support
Yes.
234 is greater than.
So it is shuffling. Okay. So next iteration we have this. Now the value of I is 3. So now 234 is getting compared with 3 is compared getting with 4, 3 and 4. Okay. Again it will shuffle is greater. Again 4 and 5 shuffle again. So our objective is attained. Our the largest element is at the end, right, guys? But after this we'll get an error. So tell me what is the value of I, guys, now? 5. Right? Now what is the value of I? 6. 6 is getting compared with what? List of, so is 7 element present here?
No.
So we'll get an error. What is the error? List index out of range. Okay. How do you avoid this error? We have to do only one change. That is our this range function shall go not till the length but length -1. So this will solve the problem. And we will have the largest value at the end of the list. Now sorting is like, so this is the first value. Okay. Similarly, now you have to get the second largest value and put it at the second second last index. Third value, third last index. For that, you have to add one more loop to this, and that is going to solve your this sorting problem. Okay, you have to add this. This is being, so when we use only one loop, this put only one element at its proper position. Okay, so we have to use the same logic for all the elements in the list. Then it is going to sort the list. Okay, no problem. We'll discuss it the next day. But I hope this is clear, guys, to everyone. How to find the, how in this we are shifting the largest value at the end. I hope it is clear to everyone, guys. Yes, no? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. I hope, guys, you are able to understand the things which I'm teaching. Like it's not going over your head, right? Because now we are moving to problem solving, guys. Okay, so this is these are very basics of problem solving. So we should be in interview directly. They will ask you this question only: write a program to short the list. Okay, it's a very common, and even people having experience of 7, 8, 9, 10 years, they are also being asked the same question. Okay, so you should be comfortable in understanding this and writing it. And the only way of doing it, guys, is work on the assignments, solve different problems. Okay, if you have any doubts, come back to me. I will help. But you have to give your effort, then you will be able to understand it better. Okay, guys. Okay, then that was all from my end, guys. Any question, any doubt you can ask, or we can wrap up the session. Okay. If no questions, no doubt, guys. So thank you for your time. Do work on the assignment, please. Okay. See you guys on Wednesday. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.